The Great Hall of Sensible Reactions had seen its share of galactic crises, meteor politics, sentient spreadsheets, even the Great Stapler Rebellion of Sector 92B. But nothing, absolutely nothing, had prepared the Unified Stellar Protocol Union for Commander Jenna Briggs. The emergency session opened with Admiral Zulrax Var, his 73 facial tentacles twitching in trauma, projecting an animated incident log labeled Class Omega, Beverage-Triggered Reality Detour, Earth Unit, Jenna Briggs. The footage began, mid-chaos. Jenna, platinum blonde hair tied in a high tactical braid, sleeveless seal camo top still smeared with cosmic syrup, was sprinting across a diplomatic courtyard while holding a glowing grenade in one hand and a double-shot espresso in the other. "Hold my espresso! This negotiation's going tactical!" she bellowed, flinging the grenade toward a ceremonial peace statue made of unstable antimatter and gilt. The explosion formed a perfectly symmetrical crater in the shape of a peace symbol. "That was symbolic, sir," Jenna later claimed in her field log. "And also, the espresso was cold." The council chamber groaned as one. The Monitarian delegate actually wept glitter. Jenna wasn't just unpredictable, she was metaphysically rude. Her very presence defied logic in an insulting way. Flashbacks scrolled across the screen like an unwanted PowerPoint possessed by caffeine. Jenna fixing a ship's FTL drive by headbutting it while shouting, "Motivational physics, baby," then flexing at the shocked engineering crew. Another clip showed her settling a centuries-old territorial dispute by hosting a burpee competition in the demilitarized zone. The Cargonians conceded the planet after Jenna completed 200 and asked if they wanted to double or nothing. There were graphs, charts, even a section titled Known Effects of Beverage Separation Anxiety on Subject Briggs, classified Do Not Touch Her Drink. The Galactic Safety Council's analysis included the phrase, "She weaponizes liquids with the precision of a demigod and the attitude of a reality TV show finalist." Back on Earth, more specifically, inside Earth's Beverage Ops Forward operating gym, Jenna was midway through a deadlift session on a vibrating low-gravity treadmill while arguing with her AI assistant Clippy47. "Clippy, if you ping me one more time about galactic safety codes, I will pour mango pre-workout into your data ports." The hologram blinked nervously. "That would be a Class 4 systems violation, Commander." "So's your face," Jenna replied without missing a rep. A siren blared as a new mission alert popped up on her holo wall. "USPU alert. You've been invited to explain yourself. Again." Jenna paused, chugged her glowing smoothie and muttered, "Hold my glutes. This sounds diplomatic." Within seconds, she'd packed her essentials, 2 protein bars, 1 espresso injector, a sarcastic smirk, and her unofficial mission motto printed across her tactical shoulder strap. "If diplomacy fails, flex harder." Cut to the interstellar transit chamber, where an overly polite Formolian technician tried to scan her gym bag. "I must inform you, ma'am, beverages over 80 milliliters are not allowed through quantum customs." Jenna stared at him, slowly, deliberately. "Buddy, this drink has solved more intergalactic crises than your entire ancestry." She took a sip. The universe trembled, and the scanner exploded in self-defense. As Jenna stepped onto the transport pad, her last audible words were, "If I get bored, I'm overthrowing a moon." By the time her atoms were reassembling on USPU grounds, 6 departments were already drafting apologies. When she landed inside the Hall of Sensible Reactions, flanked by 12 security drones and 1 emotional support cephalopod, Jenna raised her hand, not in greeting, but to hand Admiral Zulrax her empty smoothie cup. "Hold this. I've got notes." The Admiral screamed. Somewhere in the distance, a vending machine malfunctioned and shot out hot chocolate in Morse code that translated to, "She's back." Jenna sauntered toward the central console, kicked off her boots, and pointed at the holographic projector. "All right, tentacles. Let's see which part of the galaxy needs sarcasm therapy today." The council watched in horror as the galactic map flickered, then short-circuited entirely. Jenna grinned. Oops, my aura might be disrupting your protocols. Someone get me a refill and a diplomatic incident to fix. The chamber's lighting dimmed in surrender, and a large red banner automatically unfurled from the ceiling. Warning, Briggs Protocol initiated. Reality may experience flexual disruptions. Back at Earth Command, the Beverage Ops War Room had already begun prepping the next mission folder titled Contingency. What if she tries to negotiate with the laws of thermodynamics? Meanwhile, Jenna grabbed a backup smoothie labeled Blueberry Chaos Blend V4.6 from her tactical pouch, spun it twice like a revolver, and smiled at the camera drone now tracking her. All right, boys, she said. Let's see how many laws of physics we can mildly offend before lunch. And with that, Galactic Order officially began unraveling again. Admiral Zulrax Var had survived black hole evacuations, fungal uprisings, and the infamous bureaucratic meltdown of spreadsheet cluster Theta 12, but nothing shredded his grip on reality quite like Commander Jenna Briggs walking back into the Hall of Sensible Reactions, wearing a tactical crop top that read, "No plan survives me." After the lights finished flickering back on, courtesy of a Formolian intern manually resetting the logic grid with a hammer, Jenna had already rerouted the interstellar conflict map to display a bar chart of her recent smoothie macros. As you can see, she said, laser pointer in one hand and a flexed bicep in the other, I'm clearly fueled for diplomacy or violence, whichever burns more calories. The council erupted into simultaneous sputtering. Zulrax, twitching, in all 400 limbs, activated the emergency protocol labeled Containment Procedure, Sarcastic Earth Female, Do Not Engage. But it was too late. Reports were already flooding in from across the galaxy. One describing a labor dispute on Grindel 9 resolved when Jenna deadlifted a graviton forklift, shouted, "Team building starts now," and accidentally invented a new religion based on squats. Another noting her unsanctioned rewiring of a wormhole gate using a multi-tool, hair tie, and, according to the incident footage, sheer attitude. When asked for comment, Jenna's official report read, "It was misaligned, so I aligned it. With purpose, you're welcome." Her most recent offense had come just 12 hours prior, when she convinced a doomsday AI responsible for sterilizing rogue star systems to chill the hell out by performing a guided breathing exercise and forcing it to run laps around a neutron star. The AI is now in therapy, identifies as a coffee table, and has taken up scrapbooking. The USPU's Central Command tried to spin it as a diplomatic victory, but their internal log classified the event under Level 5 Reality Detour Beverage. Enhanced. Even Clippy 47, Jenna's long-suffering AI companion, had begun glitching mid-sentence from emotional strain, occasionally flashing red alerts reading, "Emergency common sense breach in progress." And yet, the USPU dared not arrest Jenna outright, for every prior attempt had failed catastrophically. The last time they tried to detain her, the arresting officer tripped over a resistance band she had left out mid-stretch, fell into a fusion, reactor control panel, and accidentally legalized parkour across all Alliance planets. Her punishment was an honorary medal labeled Oops with distinction. Still, pressure mounted. Admiral Zulrax, now heavily medicated and speaking in sentence fragments, made a desperate plea to the Formalians, the most uptight, procedure-loving race in the galaxy. The Formalians, having evolved bureaucracy before biology, responded by drafting a 9,000-page warrant titled Document of Ultimate Objection to Earth's Female Anomaly. They served it to Jenna in person during her biceps and tactical diplomacy seminar, just as she was demonstrating lunges of intimidation to a squad of awestruck alien recruits. She accepted the document, squinted at the cover page, and muttered, "Did you kill a forest moon for this thing?" Then she rolled it up, used it to swat a malfunctioning drone, and handed it back with a protein bar clipped to it. "Tell the galaxy this one's on the house." The breaking point came when a Stellar Transport Authority hub on planet Larnax 2 suffered a catastrophic paradox loop, caused when Jenna attempted to optimize their slow boarding process by performing a one-woman flash mob-style evacuation drill. In under 7 minutes, the passengers were evacuated. The station's AI had developed a fear of loud music, and Jenna was caught sipping a cold brew on the roof, muttering, "These people seriously tried to use a 7-form transfer authorization for a door." The USPU scrambled to contain the news, but footage had already leaked, gone viral, and sparked a new interstellar movement called pragmatism through absurd confidence. Meanwhile, the Galactic Operations Failure Log added a new category: beverage-adjacent tactical phenomena, high risk. Jenna, for her part, updated her personal log with Day 59, accidentally improved intergalactic transportation efficiency, cursed with competence. Desperate, the USPU convened a new emergency tribunal to propose Jenna's forced reassignment to a planetary deep-sea training program, or as Admiral Zulrax phrased it, drop her somewhere with no caffeine, no equipment, and no public forums. But before the vote could be completed, the floor erupted with flashing red alerts and synchronized wailing from every known reality anchor. A galactic anomaly had formed at the edge of Sector Ypsilon, a swirling mass of inverted physics and existential dread, threatening to delete all causality and half the snack bars in the quadrant. A voice cracked over the comms. "Cosmic compactor anomaly confirmed. Diplomats are weeping. Logic has imploded. Please advise." The room turned as one to Jenna, who was already cracking her neck, pulling her tactical hoodie over her sports bra, and reaching for a bottle labeled Liquid Confidence, Mango Jalapeno Pre-Workout Blast. Without a word, she handed Clippy 47 her drink. The AI blurted, "You've got to be kid," before immediately entering failsafe. Jenna grinned, cracked her knuckles, and whispered to the stunned chamber, "Hold my smoothie. I fought worse before breakfast." Then she casually boarded the nearest gravity-skipping assault scooter and vanished into the singularity storm like a sarcastic caffeine-fueled Valkyrie. The Council simply updated their cosmic threat level to, "Oh no, she's doing something again." Sector Ypsilon was already collapsing into a screaming mathematical migraine by the time Commander Jenna Briggs arrived on scene atop her tactical assault scooter, trailing neon vapor and blasting workout metal through an unauthorized comms channel. The Cosmic Compactor, a writhing, logic-defying anomaly shaped like a cosmic trash cube wrapped in gravitational tantrums, hovered at the center of the chaos, compacting laws of nature like it was recycling concepts it didn't find useful anymore. Nearby ships flailed helplessly in a soup of disrupted time, with one Formolian cruiser stuck in a loop where its captain kept sneezing every 4 seconds and then apologizing in 17 dialects. Jenna, sipping from her Mango Jalapeno Pre-Workout Blast with the calm of a woman about to suplex the multiverse, surveyed the cosmic disaster and sighed. "This again?" she muttered, eyes squinting at a reality fracture that looked suspiciously like a bureaucratic flowchart being eaten by a black hole. Without waiting for protocol or permission, she kicked her scooter into a corkscrew dive directly toward the event horizon. Clippy 47's rebooted voice shrieked in binary from her belt, "Stop, please stop, this is not scientifically sanctioned." Jenna rolled her eyes. "Neither is your haircut, Clippy." As she closed in, a squadron of Reactive Order of Tactical Conformity, ROTC drones flew in tight formation and immediately exploded into philosophical paradoxes when she flipped them off while executing a perfect battle yoga pose mid-air. The compactor pulsed ominously, emitting pulses of compressed causality like a bad decision wrapped in algebra. The USPU had tried everything: logic bombs, existential diplomacy, even an emotional support octopus wearing a hat labeled Hope Ambassador. Nothing worked. Jenna's plan? Wing it, with style. She hurled her cup at the anomaly, which sparked, froze in confusion, and then formed a holographic face that looked like a constipated math professor. "Identify threat," it demanded in a dozen broken languages. Jenna cracked her knuckles. "Name's Briggs. and you're about to get rearranged by someone who bench-pressed entropy on a dare. Then she launched into what later came to be known as the 38 minutes of absolute nonsense. No one's entirely sure what happened during that time, because all surveillance footage was corrupted by sarcasm-induced quantum feedback, but surviving fragments include Jenna performing interpretive combat yoga while shouting insults at the compactor, your event horizons shaped like regret, disassembling a multi-dimensional bomb using only chewing gum and the power of passive-aggressive commentary, and slapping the anomaly so hard that reality itself rebooted and asked if she needed snacks. Alien witnesses fled in every direction, some screaming, others taking notes for fan fiction. The anomaly began warping into a disco ball, playing Earth's ancient artifact known as Stayin' Alive, and projecting Jenna's smirk into every parallel dimension as a warning. In the final minutes, the compactor stopped fighting, looked directly at Jenna, and asked, without irony, "What are you?" Jenna, covered in cosmic glitter and holding a freshly blended smoothie she'd somehow made mid-fight, simply said, "A mood." The entity blinked twice, folded into itself politely, and transformed into a high-end galactic nightclub with velvet ropes and ambient starfield lighting. It rebranded itself as the Black Hole Brunch Club, dedicated to interdimensional brunch, mood lighting, and violent interpretive dance. Its new menu included items like eggs temporal displacement and infinity mimosas. Jenna was handed VIP status, a commemorative protein bar, and a coupon labeled "Good for one free collapse of logic." Back at the USPU, stunned officials stared at the report coming in via Clippy 47, who now simply spoke in exasperated haikus. Admiral Zulrax passed out from relief and minor disbelief. The Formalians tried to write a post-incident debrief, but their language processor caught fire halfway through the phrase, "Briggs Protocol response unclear." When Jenna returned, she casually walked into the war chamber wearing sunglasses, tossing her protein shaker in the air and announcing, "Crisis neutralized. I also got us a table for 10 at the brunch club. They validate parking across timelines." The chamber sat in silence, the kind reserved for existential exhaustion or midlife career reevaluations. Clippy sighed in a low, digital tone. "Please, make her someone else's problem." Jenna winked. "You're cute when you panic." Earth Command immediately promoted her to Supreme Commander of Contingency Nonsense, while the rest of the galaxy issued a new classification for anomalous events. Level Briggs, immediate beverage-based response required. And just like that, she was off again, this time holding a new drink, this one labeled Caffeinated Destiny, Dragon Fruit Vengeance Blend, muttering, "Let's see what needs unbreaking today."